Back in your lives, ladies and gentlemen. FindYourFX.com, bulletproof traders providing top-level market analysis in real time. Today's Wednesday. Let's go right ahead, dive in. On the menu today, Euro-Japanese yen, which caught our attention about a couple of weeks ago. And it was on our watch list. We were waiting for the right moment to strike. And that moment had arrived. That's why I want to talk about, touch base on the situation here. Very technical. I love the technical setup here. So I'm going to go over it. First, I want to start from the big picture, the weekly chart. Here, guys, if you dial back enough to August, early August 2024, so we're talking about 5 months and some change. Price action came off a huge drop, right? Came off of a huge drop, and ever since then, it was the 4th of August, it stabilized and started to trade sideways in a very wide range. Ever since then, so 5 months now. Now, a couple of weeks ago, it was on the upper section of that range and started to turn around. And at some point, last week was interesting because it started hammering upwards. But then just before the end of the week, there was a big drop and it ended up, take a look at the close here, 161.44, where our trigger level and point of reference was 161.65. You can see that level right here. So price action, after faking an upside breakout, eventually ended up closing slightly below, suggesting a legit breakdown. Now, given the pattern that we're working here with, right, this back and forth exchange ever since August 2024, coming off the upper section, we actually expect a move back to the lower section, where here the highlight key level support is 156.65, let's call it. So we're already expecting one more leg on the downside back to the lower section, right? Then we have price action closing the weekly bar below 161.65. That's exactly what we needed. So that's the confirmation for the breakdown. Now, even this week is adding a lot of value to our analysis because you can see right off the bat, price action was coming at that 161.65 and challenging it from below. And you can see what's happening right now as we speak. It's pulling back and it's basically basing itself back below 161.65 as evidence of this failed attempt to break back above that key level. So that's what I call reconfirmation of a breakdown, right? Now, let's go to the daily time frame. I want to show you something quite interesting on the daily time frame because we pulled the trigger, I guess, too early, right? Timing was a little bit off. We just needed the break below 161.65 to fire off the first trade. Nevertheless, price action turned around pretty aggressively, especially yesterday, and pushed forward. But we kept the position intact because we noticed that on the daily chart, there's actually a very handsome head and shoulders pattern, a reversal head and shoulders pattern, right? Where you have the left shoulder during December was constructed, and then the big head where the top was late December, the top of the head. And then the right shoulder was under construction during early January. And then the breakdown, right? The breakdown of the neckline, meaning the head and shoulders pattern had been activated. Now, it wasn't enough for us. We needed to break below 161.65, like I've mentioned, which is why we got in a little bit late to the party. Having said that, you know, when price action was on the up and up yesterday, We also took under consideration that there's a good chance price action, in many cases where a head and shoulders pattern has been activated, it likes to come back and retest the neckline from below. So we knew as long as our stop loss level above, fairly above that neckline, there's a good chance we're going to be safe at the end of the day. And I think that's pretty much what's happening right now, because price action went up, slightly touched base with that neckline, and you can see what's happening this today, this daily session. It's basically coming off all the distance that it made yesterday. And again, starting to base itself below 160, 165. So that's pretty good. As far as the technical situation goes, that's pretty promising. Obviously, still very early stages of that move, that expected move, the potential move. And we need more evidence to enforce our confidence, right? Once we have price action keep sliding downwards towards the area of 160.5 or even 160, that's where we'll know we're probably on the right track and we'll get more aggressive and build up a bigger size position. Bottom line, we're aiming at 156.64. I've mentioned that big key level, so there's a long way to go. We're talking about 500 pips almost in the pipeline, so that's a big move. This position is going to be a more of a medium-term type of bearish trading opportunity, so it's going to be super interesting to come back and follow up. As far as stop loss level goes, it's far away right now at 164.20. Once price action secures that breakdown, and we're almost there, we're going to start adjusting our stop loss level in a significant fashion. Alright guys, so there you go, Euro Japanese yen, new short position for us, interesting situation. Like I said, we're going to come back to this follow-up and keep you posted. In the meantime, I'm going to move on. There's a next video for us to talk about. See you over there. Take care.